Yo. How is everybody doing? This is Mr. Hardcore Mode, where nothing is easy. Warriors and witches, how y'all doing? And God bless. We are back with another hard rant stream. We're going to touch up on Code Violet. We're going to touch up on Larian Studios, possibly still using generative AI in their game to increase productivity. And we're also going to touch up on Lords of the Fallen today. But crazy news fucking happened. Yeah, so somebody tried to kill and run over an officer, and she died. Well, that's what happens. That's literally what happens when you try to hit an officer. Unbelievable. Unfucking-leavable. I was now everybody's like, well, they didn't hit each other. Finish the video. These coping. A lot of people are coping about the whole incident. What was this? What was this? Well, it's the land of the free, isn't it? I don't know what you mean. What do you mean? What do you mean it's the land of the free? Like the freedom to protest, or the or you know, there's law and order in this area. There's law and there's law, but there's also freedom in this in the US, so it's gotta have both. Gotta have both. Can't just have just laws. You can't just have freedoms. Yeah, I saw it, plus the body cam footage. Yep, now everybody's trying to fucking feign. That's the motto, isn't it? Yep, it is. It's the land of the free, and she was free to find out. That's for damn sure. She was free to find out, and that's just how it's gonna be. She even smiled when she ran over the guy. Also, he had a hip injury, so that's also nice. But you know, she's gonna be judged by the Lord, so I don't want to see people die, but sometimes people cash their checks a little too early, you know what I'm saying? You're not even she doesn't even live there. That's the crazy thing. I like how people are showing pictures of like it's literally her girlfriend is trying to open the door to get in the passenger seat while at the same time telling her to drive. So she's telling her it's crazy. You know what? We're gonna show it right here. I have a bet. So we're gonna oh yeah, that guy's fucking disturbing. Let's go ahead. Wasn't the White House? Yeah. I like this one. Look at this. Look at this. Didn't she have a driver's license? I don't think that really matters. So, check this out. So, this happened. This is on the White House right now. I saw this video. It didn't look like anybody got run over to me.
Get out of the mall. Based off what I'm seeing here, it really doesn't look like an ICE officer was run over. Get out of the mall.
You can see the video and see the agent wasn't run over.
Get out of the mall.
We all saw that video. She didn't run over the officer.
Get out of the mall.
Even her girlfriend is telling her to drive, like this is GTA or something. Also, her girlfriend is abusive to the woman's kids, and she left her kids for the leftist girlfriend. Not every gay person would do that, but there you know, there's per capita, you know what I mean? There are some gay people that just want to be gay, normal, and be left alone. And then there's a good majority of them that are just fucking insane. You know what I mean? You know, we could talk about per capita, you know, which one. Here's a perfect example. Here's a little bit of Mr. Hardcore mode lore. So my aunt, who is not blood related, but still my aunt, I don't think she is anymore. Well, she left the entire family. So she said, fuck all of you, I hate all of you, fuck you guys. So she left, which is funny because she's gay, but then she went with a man and then she ran off with that man, and now she doesn't talk to her sister, which is my mom, and she doesn't talk to anybody anymore. But she was gay. Maybe she's definitely political leaning towards the left, because she started to say that around when, I think this happened around the woke period. I think this is pre-Trump getting reelected, and I think that probably got her angry. It doesn't justify her leaving the family, but if she wants to leave the family, so fucking what? So she also got into a relationship with a woman, and then they got into a fight, like a fisticuff kind of thing. But I don't know what it is with you know, women on women violence and shit, but it's there. But it's definitely there. There's a lot of like relationships, not even just towards, you know, gay people or lesbians, but there's a lot of relationships where they're just like, I'm gonna go with this person that I'm fucking, and I'm gonna leave my entire family. You know what I mean? Like, the family didn't do anything. Don't try to come up to your family and say something like, oh yeah, they did horrible things. You ever find that one person that's like, oh, my family was horrible. Man, that sucks, bro. That sucks. What did they do? They voted for Trump. And you're just like, okay, I don't see anything wrong. Well, if you don't see anything wrong, then I guess we're not friends. And I'm like, what the fuck are you doing, bro? You have to realize that families are gonna have differences, and you know, there's that whole debacle. But I have seen, these ladies just fight each other, like they don't even believe that there's police around, and like as soon as one of the ladies breaks up with the other one, the dyke girl punches the other one. And I'm like, yo, you do realize we got fucked? You can't just be going wild and shit. Just hang outside of a gay bar for long enough, some bitch is fighting. There's a lot of that in Cali where I live. God bless you, man. God bless you. God bless you. So the girlfriend was apparently beating and putting cigarettes out on the kids. I don't believe you. I know I'm gonna sound ignorant as shit, but what happened? Okay, I got you. I got you. We're gonna take this short, and then we're gonna get back to video games. But hold on a second, because even though I got video games on my feed, sometimes you get OnlyFans. So give me a second. Sometimes the OnlyFans just slips out of nowhere. Here it is. Here we go. All right. So The ICE agents right now in Minneapolis are trying to remove Somalians that are frauding the country, that is frauding the state, basically taking our tax dollars and pretty much giving it to their own sort of country, or giving it to themselves. So they're basically just straight out fraudulent. The FBI will figure that out. I'm just going to keep on continuing with the story. So basically, ICE is trying to round up Somalians to take them out of the country for fraudulent behavior. Okay, makes sense. For me, at least, the logic makes sense. You do fraud, I'm not getting like you know, you're messing with taxpayer money that I pay, that everybody else pays over here. Yeah, you gotta go. So anyway, ICE ends up in Minneapolis trying to take care of that. This lady on this picture, on this video, and her girlfriend, who doesn't even live here, wanted to come over here and put their car right in front of ICE agents, not to the side, not be on, you know, not to have, you know, protest, to obstruct. So now the ICE agents are walking over to the truck, to these two ladies, and saying, y'all need to get out of the car. You guys are gonna be put under arrest for obstruction of justice, obviously. So her girlfriend's berating the officer right here, and the officer with the body cam is about to get run over, which he does get run over. He actually went to he got discharged from the hospital for an injury, and the cop pretty much shot the driver, and yeah, she's dead. So here,
into that incident, and Fox News is told by multiple home
right there, like her girlfriend right there was berating him right there, going like they're not even like trying to do anything. Like, they're not out here trying to vote, they're not out here to protest, they're just out here to obstruct and make a TikTok video. They think this is all just fun and games.
Into that incident,
and so she gets
and Fox
in.
News is told by multiple Homeland
and it's already too late. You can't just drive away now because you decided to obstruct the law enforcement. Like, you have decided to drive right in front. You are not only obstructing ICE, but everybody else that's on the street. Okay? You're obstructing everybody else, not just ICE agents. So you're pissing off everybody. She was trying to play GTA in real life. Exactly. And then her friend is like, drive, which is weird because her girlfriend that's saying drive is not even in the car yet, which is weird, you know? Why are you telling your friend to drive right in front of the officer? And you know what I mean? Because it's like, she's not even in the car yet. Look.
And Fox News is told by multiple.
She tells her to drive, and I'm like, why are you telling her to drive? You're not even in the car yet. And so, with her smiling face right here,
resources,
and everybody's like, yo, she turned right.
That roughly 1,000.
And then he knocked him over. He pulled out his gun quick enough to like shoot her 3 times.
Additional Border Patrol and Customs agents are headed to Minneapolis.
And then
tonight.
she drove off.
Into that incident. And Fox News is told by multiple Homeland Security sources that roughly 1,000 additional Border Patrol and Customs agents are headed to Minneapolis.
So now more Border Patrol is coming up to Minneapolis, about 1,000 troops, which is a good thing because basically the governor and the mayor don't know how to do their fucking job. So that's basically what's happening. Everybody knows that you can have free protest. Can you do free protest in Russia? Can you protest in Russia freely? No. China? No. America? Yes. Well, welcome to the land of the free. And so, They thought, oh shit, I'm living such a comfortable life that I'm going to just do something completely illegal. And so that's what happens. Play stupid games, win stupid prizes. Exactly. It's like you could have easily had your car parked to the side and had a couple of signs up saying fuck ICE, and then you could have gone about your day. But they knew, which is weird. You're a mother. You are a mother. You have a kid. You ditched your kid to come over here and obstruct ICE. That is cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs. Every time when I hear a good there's always good stories about great mothers and fathers out there, but every once in a while you'll find that weird story where it's just like, don't you have kids? Why the fuck are you here? Like, I would see mothers taking their kids to a riot, not a protest, a riot. And I'm like, why is your kid here? What's going on here? What are you doing? I never thought I'd be hearing about stuff like this happening in Minneapolis of all states. Yeah, that's where we're at now, but it's only gonna escalate until they actually do something about it. We need to stop doing paintballs. I'm sorry. The ICE agents need to give up the paintballs. It's time to be real ammo 24/7. The games have to stop. You do realize federal agents and police officers are all officers that have to go home, back to their families. I don't want to hear anything about these. I don't want to hear anything from somebody saying like, oh, well, you're just a cuck to like, you know, he's like, why are you always listening to the officers? Because they know what they're fucking doing. The woman had 3 kids and 2 of them were taken from the mom, drove 5 hours away to yeah, they drove 5 hours. Yeah, she drove off to do this whole thing. Crazy, bro. Yeah, one time my uncle was like that. He was like, you got to do something. Don't know what he was on about though. I don't gotta do nothing. What do you mean? Personally, I just saw some dumb video faking that woman in the UK didn't have a parliamentarian voting rights for years. It made me laugh. Time to start playing a hardcore mode now. Yeah, it's time. Yeah, I just wanted to touch up on that because that shit pissed me off, because we got people like Mighty Keith up here talking about like, well, she was trying to turn right. You're a fucking cuck. You're a fucking cuck. She was ready to drive over that. Not driving. She did it. It happened. She drove over that officer and he still landed a headshot, which is crazy. Crazy accuracy. So people coming up here saying, oh, it's like, oh, if you look, she's turning right. It doesn't matter. They've already declared you to get out of the truck. If you got out of the truck and they put you to jail for 24 hours or what have you, because you've already obstructed the law enforcement. So you're already in trouble. You have to get out of the car. That they were about to open the driver's door, but she was like, you know, you don't see me out there getting shot. I'm good. I'm good. I know how to protest. I just vote. Duh. Everybody's like, yo, just do a protest. That shit don't do anything. Just vote. Find the policies that work for you. And then just go from there. Doing all that protest, it's fine and all, and exercise your right, but you lose me when you start to do things that are leaning towards violence. And everybody's like, I like how they like to say like, this is another George Floyd moment. No, it's not. No, it's not. George Floyd popped off. It was fucking crazy. Got all these fucking people out here fucking going crazy, and I'm like, am I working while these motherfuckers are saying to ICE, get a real job? I can't believe they said that to ICE, saying get a real job. Meanwhile, these motherfuckers are out of the house on a Thursday. And I'm like, okay, I think we should touch up on Code Violet. Yeah, we should touch up on this. Let's zoom up a bit. Okay. Yeah. Let's do it. Time to talk video games. Time to be serious. I need to get a drink already. Hold on, guys. I'm already parched. 1 second. Isn't that the game that didn't release on PC because Gooner mods, but then sold Gooner costumes as DLC? You are 100%. You get a gold star. Yep, it is. Wait a second. This game was dead on arrival? Yes, it was. Yes, it fucking was. NFL commercial? I'm not gonna watch that. ESPN got a little bit gay on me, so I'm like, I'm not watching ESPN. Anyway. Hey everybody, this is Mr. Hardcore Mode, where nothing is easy. Warriors and Winches, how y'all doing? And God bless. We are here to look at Code Violet's review on IGN, who knows games more than you. You know, they're the better gamer. They play more games than you. They actually finish their games. They are the top of the line video game journalists out there. This is it. Code Violet came out and said, you know what? I want the main character, the main actress, the main voice actor to be seen on the Video Game Awards. This is their time to shine. And what better way is to go and take their game Code Violet and show it off to IGN and get a review, and then holy shit, who knows? They're just gonna get so many awards at the Game Awards. That's what they said, right? Well, that shit ain't gonna fucking happen. This is IGN. Two things. One, the game has to be functional. Two, they don't like sexy characters because they're gay. Listen, I don't make the rules. That's just how IGN flows. Okay, they are ready to give 7 out of 10 to Concord. That's not even a video game, but they are ready to give Code Violet a 4 out of 10. Let's read it by Jarrett Green. Let me level with you folks right up top. Code Violet is a bad game. No judgment, some judgment. If you saw tasteful and sometimes not screenshots and trailers featuring its beautiful brunette protagonist, mixed it up with dinosaurs, and felt compelled to pick this up just to oogle. But if you want anything else from Code Violet, like a compelling story with interesting characters or an engrossing crucible of tense and savvy action horror to conquer, then you've come to the wrong raptor-infested space station. The best it can give you is terrible third-person shooting, boring level design, and technical blunders that make stalking through the futuristic bloodbath feel prehistoric. I'm gonna level it with you. I did not look at Code Violet to find myself a AAA fucking video game, okay? I got how many fucking Gooner games on my fucking 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I have 5 Gooner games in total. 5 Gooner games in total that I shuffled through. One of the games out of those is actually good gameplay. The other ones are not. But holy shit, them ass and titties, okay? That's what matters. I get it. The game has to be functional. The game has to be, you know, enjoyable and digestible. But let's be honest, when it comes to Gooner games like these, you know, you're hoping for at least meh experience. All I want is to have a hot girl shooting dinosaurs, doing a couple of flips here and there, and then that's it. I don't even need to hear the main character. I don't want to hear her voice. I just want to get some awesome camera angles, kind of like Miranda from Mass Effect 2, and then boom, play the game, hot ass character, cool costume, done. Perfect example. This game is better than Code Violet. It's called Nier Automata. Nier Automata has a good story. It's got all this cool stuff with it. It's got excellent gameplay and combat. I pretty much played it for the mods. Okay, you come on, man. Come on. You know what I mean? Listen, the first chance I got, I took off her skirt. I was like, yeah, get rid of the skirt. That's the first thing I did when I played. He's like, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. And yes, you'll get a great story. That's a bonus right there. But it's always been 2B. Code Violet's story is unapologetically tropey science fiction, mixing far future space colonization, genetic modification, and more to make this final girl survival story as impenetrable as possible. Bits and pieces of the tale are interesting, though that's mostly limited to some side stories and lore found in the journal entries of victims scattered among the wreckage. I think that's boring. I think that's lazy, but it's fine. Where it's just like, oh man, look at a journal entry, look at a little note, and then all of a sudden that's your side mission. You're not talking to anybody, you're not having a conversation with anybody. Your side mission is a piece of paper. You're having a conversation with journal entries and little tapes that say, basically, I think the best person that could do that was probably BioShock, because you play the game pretty much alone. But the fucking cassette tapes that you get in BioShock are so fucking good. You got to make sure if you're gonna do side missions or whatever, or searching for cassette tapes, those cassette tapes better be fire, kind of like BioShock. They better be good. The lore better be good. But almost everything you play through the watch in cutscene form is derivative, awkwardly animated, and acted. Yep, some of these Gooner games are horribly animated and forgettable, avoiding spoilers even when things get truly bonkers towards the end. All of the new and drastic revelations that should be monumental to the story at hand instead feel rushed and full of twists and turns that are either undercooked or entirely too convoluted. The very few other characters you meet are barely more than one-note exposition dispensers who you'll watch your hero Violet worry and cry over and never really understand why. I can understand that. Violet herself is a hollow shell with no motivations outside of doing what others tell her to do, as well as being incredulous and weepy when weird and sometimes difficult events arise. She's meant to fill a sort of Jill Valentine or Lara Croft archetype of tough gals that can think their way through most challenges and shoot their way through the rest. But while those two video game legends agents have agency and compatibility developed through their laundry list of heroic feats, snappy dialogue, and sometimes dense inner monologues. Violet's own thoughts about the happenings around her seem absent from most interactions. She only feels partially good at anything when I'm in the driver's seat, tiptoeing down hallways and filling dinosaurs full of lead. So basically, the main character there's no motivation around her, and the developers came up to us and said the voice actor and the character might be best performance. See what I mean? I'm coming back to Code Violet because they said that their game was not going to be on PC because they don't want to be around the modding community that want to have, you know, all this Gooner shit. You remember that? We did a video on that. Go back to that video. You remember that shit? I remember that shit. That's why I'm doing this video. You think I give a fuck about what IGN cares about your fucking video game? No, I don't care about what IGN believes. They're all fucking gay and stupid, and they're not even real gamers. Okay? They're not real. These are the same people that were complaining about Stellar Blade. Hell, they even say Stellar Blade at the bottom. I'm so curious as to what they're gonna say about Stellar Blade. If they give a thumbs up to Stellar Blade in this paragraph after what they said before, I'm gonna be mad. Because before they were just like, this is bygone era. Ooh, we can't be doing this. This is long. Ooh, isn't she unrealistic? Let's read it. Because the Code Violet developers said that we're gooners. The media has called us gooners. They both don't give a fuck about us. So let's read this. This is doubtly damning outside of being missed the opportunity to introduce a new character into the greater video game lexicon. It also makes Code Violet's leering, pervy camera work and why do you sound like a fucking loser? And extensive dress-up options feel like it's crossing the line from fun into creepy. You bought the game. You played the game. No. This is literally video game one-on-one. Are you IGN? You're about to get replaced by AI. This is some chat GPT shit that I'm listening to right now. I'm just saying, you do realize that this kind of shit is what we grew up on. You do realize that the biggest game ever is GTA, right? And guess what you do in GTA? You make your hot fucking whore ass character look like a fucking you dress up your fucking whorish character or your dude. I play as a female in GTA, so I can dress her up as a whore. Obviously, guess how much money they get? Exactly. Shut the fuck up. It also makes Code Violet's perfect. There are tons of characters in games who successfully make being sexy or flirty a major part of their shtick, and the best ones are those that don't mention Stellar Blade. What did you... Let's go back. What has IGN said? Oh. Yeah. Yep. Right there. I'm gonna read it. Let's read it. There are tons of characters in games who successfully make being sexy or flirty a major part of their shtick, and the best ones are those that come across as completely in control of their own image while they do so. So it's unfortunate irony that in the post Baldur's Gate 3 Stellar Blade world, one where people have never been more ready to accept hunky himbos and skimpy seductresses, Code Violet found out of the few ways to do it wrong. IGN has said Stellar Blade excels at core action but suffers from dull characters, lackluster story, and frustrating RPG elements. They also said preventing it from reaching genre best status, which is funny because they are one of the best sellers with PlayStation, with some initial controversy arising from an IGN France previews critique. Don't act like IGN France is not you guys. Listen, it's IGN France, it's not us. It's not us. We are American over here. That is France. Do not do that. You motherfuckers are all the fucking same. Anyway, I'm gonna ignore the France part. Arising from an IGN previews critique of the main character's design as overly sexualized and bland, leading to wider debate about female character representation in games, through IGN ultimately apologized for some phrasing. Oh, they ended up fucking apologizing. Well, that's funny. That's funny. So you mean to tell me if your game is good, all that shit that you just said just goes away? That's fucking hilarious. Code Violet, you should have stepped up. And if IGN didn't like your game, you could have had it on not only console and PC, and we would be fans. You see what I'm saying? You see, so this is not only an IGN problem, this is also a fucking Code Violet problem. You couldn't give it to us on PC, and you told us to fuck off, and we fucked off, and then you went over to IGN thinking that, oh shit, well, they're our friends, they're gonna definitely vote for us in the Video Game Awards. Lo and behold, a 4 out of 10. Lo and behold. And so not only that, they've also said Code Violet is not the Dino Crisis successor you may have hoped for. It doesn't even clear the bar of being a successful clone of the various other third-person shooters it cribs most of its ideas from. Its dated map layouts and visual style let its predecessors down. The only way I felt from its convoluted story and flat, empty shit. Push Square says Code Violet is a mess, crummy combat, tedious exploration, the sexy costumes and horny camera work seem at odds with both Violet as a character and the tone of the writing. Fucking gay. Fucking, this sounds like a loser. A fucking loser. Even at 6 hours long, it's tough to recommend. So, we're in this predicament where I don't even give a fuck. Are they going to bring it out in PC later? I think they will. I think they will bring it out later. That's what I believe. They're just going to do it way later, out of fucking nowhere, and people are going to be like, oh, so now you want to come out on PC. That's what's going to happen. But for now, they're getting ate out from both ends. Pause, by the way. Because the gamers that wanted to play your game hate you, and now IGN don't give a fuck about you. So where are you at now? Where are you at? Don't come to us. Don't come to us. You put it on yourself. All right. You got a problem with France now? No, they do. They have a problem with France. Because they literally were like, you heard it? You saw that thing? They were just like, listen, IGN France said it, not me. And I was like, nigga. It's like, you know what I mean? It's like you're playing a multiplayer game and one of your allies shoots another enemy, even though you guys made like a deal not to shoot each other, but somebody in your team shoots somebody from the opposite team, and you're just like, listen, I didn't do it, Fred did it. You think they're gonna fucking listen to you? No, they're gonna shoot your whole team. Coming over here like, oh listen, France IGN France said it, not me. I thought you Americans loved France. Aren't they the president's buddies? I don't like France. France used to be good, but France is a fucking dump right now. I don't give a fuck about France. I'm looking at those Iranian women though, without the hijab on. I'm just saying, bro. I'm just saying. You know what I'm saying? I had no idea what was under there. This whole time I was told, this whole time I was like, yo, what are these sand ninjas doing? And then these women took off their hijabs and then they started fucking rioting in the streets. And I'm just like, whoa, hold up. I wasn't aware of your game, Iran. Hold up. Wait a minute. Gonna have to take one home and give her a Bible. Crazy. Crazy. Hold up. It's not that they couldn't, but it's that they wouldn't. Oh yeah, they wouldn't. It's exactly. This dumb bitch is like saying the best way to avoid being hit by a car is to not stand in front of one. What take your fucking Italian fucking garlic bread ass out of my face. Get the fuck out of here. What a dumb. What if she jaywalks? What the fuck is this? Yeah, definitely. Oh yeah, fuck them. Yeah, yeah. I think Ayakamod says it perfectly right here. They're like, Code Violet got a 4 out of 10 negative from IGN and Push Square. Code Violet developers said PC will not be released due to vulgar mods. After blocking me. Game arrived dead. They regretted it. Ha ha ha. Yep. Fuck it. Fuck it. That's what you want to do? That's what you want to do. I got 5 Gooner games right here that don't waste my time. Is it 5? It's 5. I got 5 Gooner games that don't waste my time. They need a recognized game. What's this? Oh, people are doing refunds for fucking... Oh shit, people are doing refunds for Code Violet. Oh, they're mad. If IGN gave them a 4, then the game must be great. You're kind of right. But in this case... the reason why I'm happy about them getting a 4 out of 10 is because they liked the game journalists more than their fans. That's why. That's my concern. Because they came up and was like, oh man, well, if you guys are mad because you can't play the game on PC, well, tough luck, because we don't want to do those vulgar mods. Oh, so fuck me then. And they're just like, listen, we're gonna go to the Video Game Awards. Hey, who's part of the Video Game Awards jury? IGN. And then IGN came over and said, no. So it's like your ex-girlfriend dumps you for an ugly guy, and the ugly guy ends up leaving you. Ends up leaving her. So it's like, oh well, you're double fucked. You got dumped by the ugly guy. You dumped me so you could get with the ugly guy, and the ugly guy dumped you after a couple of cheek claps. That's crazy. That's crazy. I'd be mad. I'd be pissed. Dead on arrival. Dead on arrival. All right. We have a video. We have a video by our boy Decembro. We're gonna check it out. It's in relation to Lords of the Fallen 2 and the devs for plagiarism or something. I don't know too much about it, but maybe he'll tell us. Let's go ahead and check this out. Apparently plagiarism with the dev team, which is, I don't know. I don't believe it. We'll check it out.
Hey everybody. How's it going? It's getting so tiring to see Lords of the Fallen, its CEO and its developers get falsely attacked over and over again by the same soy-ass group of people. For outsiders looking in, you'd think that these developers are making, like the video game equivalent of a nuke or something. I don't even know, but it's getting annoying, and even though this won't be a very long video, as they usually are, since I've covered these instances before on the channel, I feel it's right to make this video anyway, to inform you guys and to support the studio in a crappy time. They were already attacked last year when they were removed from their own game subreddit by Reddit moderators, who then declared the Lords of the Fallen subreddit as independent, as if they had some fucking form of revolution or something.
You fucking serious? Are you fucking serious? What a load of... See, what a load of horse shit. Why don't they just make their own subreddit? Like, why doesn't the developers just make their own subreddit? Like, honestly, just make your own. Separate yourself from them. Good Lord. Just separate yourself from them. By the way, I cannot preface this enough. The things that is going on between game journalists and Lords of the Fallen is minuscule compared to all the people that like Lords of the Fallen. The game journalists are temporary, the gamers are forever.
In the midst of this, they accused the CEO of being a fascist in a long-ass post packed with coded language about that nonsense, while really, he was just a soy boy redditor.
Our concerns are directed solely at the CEO, and at this time, no one else. You're a liar. You're a liar and you know it. You're a liar and you know it. Addressing the CEO of CI Games' politically motivated agenda, direct links to... You guys ever think it's fun? By the way, guys, they are getting this from game journalists and Redditors, all for just adding male and female instead of body type A and body type B. Let that sink in. That's all it takes for them to go wacko mode. That's it. These fucking weird ass freaks. They need to go. That's all it takes. Easy. Some developers can take it. But most of these developers are like, I don't want to incur the wrath of fucking Polygon or Bloomberg. I don't want to incur the wrath. Someone would probably shut down the devs' own. Someone would probably shut down the devs' own subreddit. Not if they owned it, right? It wouldn't be the first time Reddit did that. No, it's not.
Whining about recent decisions from the CEO to poll the community on what they wanted to see added to the game via updates and in future sequels. Questions about gameplay details pertaining to Souls-likes, and then artistic differences such as whether players care about characters' looks, do they want more detail, do they want them to be more geared towards attractiveness, or if it's just not that important to the players, etc. Also, an infamous poll that made these people lose their minds, which was
it's obvious that people want to have cool, badass looking characters. Obviously, duh. But like I said, I think Decembro's gonna say it. The reason that he's doing it is twofold. And it's already happening. It's already proving what I've said before to be correct. One, he's talking to his community. Everybody wants to go out and say, like, are they even talking to the community? Boom. He's talking to the community. Number two, it reveals the journalist's hand. Larian Studios felt it with Jason Schreier. Who else has felt it? Who else? Black Myth Wukong with IGN with that whole misogynistic towards women shit. You remember that? Everybody has felt all of this.
Ask players whether they would prefer male and female terms to make a return in the character creator, or if they just want to keep the body type A and body type B thing, or...
Let this fucking sink in. Let this sink in.
Third option, if they...
Why do gaming companies still think Polygon is relevant? Or IGN? Cora? That's what I'm fucking talking about. That's what I'm fucking talking about. That is 100% true. If I made a video game, the only people that I would talk to are gamers online or streamers. And then IGN is going to be like, well, what's that game? Can we do like a thing with you guys? I'm just going to ignore their calls. Jason Schreier is going to call me and I'm going to just answer the phone. He's going to be like, hey, I'm Jason. And then I'm going to fucking hang up. That's what I'm going to do. I don't want the phone to just keep on ringing. I want Jason Schreier to answer the phone. I pick up the phone, hear him, hang up. But nobody has the fucking balls to fucking completely ignore them. They honestly think that these journalists, there are other websites that, you know, IGN and all these other places are not the only places that show trailers of their video games. There are other places that show off brand new video games, but everybody keeps on. IGN hasn't been relevant since I was in high school. I'm damn near 30. I feel you. Oh God, I'm 39. Oh God, thank you, chat. Appreciate that.
just don't care about any of this nonsense at all. This made these Redditors have a meltdown like never before upon seeing how much more people voted for male and female than the inhumane robotic A and B bullshit. It's honestly something that everyone with a modicum of common sense could expect after all these things spread out throughout our games, not because they were popular, but because they were forced in, and most people just...
You remember when Fighting Cowboy came out and after the developers were saying, hey, yeah, we're like, somebody said, hey, are we going to have attractive females with attractive, you know, characters and settings and stuff like that with cool costumes? And the developer said, yes. And then Fighting Cowboy with his fucking hot dog arms comes out and says, is the game going to be optimized? After the development team has literally fixed the optimization with Lords of the Fallen 1, and now they've learned so much from Lords of the Fallen 1, and they want to make sure that their second game comes out completely optimized. What a dumb, stupid thing to say. What a stupid thing to say. Like acting, what a disingenuous thing to say. Because the team has literally stayed with Lords of the Fallen to bring new updates to their first game. They're at 2.5 right now with 2.5 version on Lords of the Fallen. So they're still adding stuff to that game. And now they're bringing you a new game. And he's over here coming out like, the game better be optimized when it's done. I agree with you, Fighting Cowboy, but I know what the fuck you're doing. And you're being disingenuous. You do realize that they fixed the optimization, and you, what did it ever fucking occur to you, you dumb bitch? That did you fucking? Nope, easy. Watch those words. I'm on YouTube. Did it ever fucking occur to you that maybe the development team has learned from the previous games, and now they want to pass it over to the second game? It did occur to you that way. The only reason that you're talking out loud out of nowhere is because you feel like you're some sort of progressive fucking libtard right now, and you feel like you have to say your 2 cents. That's it. You got in your fucking feelings, and that's why you're here talking about optimization. Everybody knows that them fixing their first game that, you know, needed optimization means that they definitely It's 2 + 2 equals 4. It's like, oh man, next time, I know we optimized the game for the first one, but next time when the game comes out, we need to have it optimized in day one. Why would we have a conversation about that? If you want, why, of course, that was the biggest thing that's why 2.0 version was a big thing, because they know they got lucky and got more people involved into Lords of the Fallen with that new version of Lords of the Fallen 2.0, was because the game was poorly optimized and the gameplay needed help because they cared about their own project. But that should have skipped out of your brain, fighting cowboy. That didn't occur to you in your head, like, oh, well, it looks like they've learned a lot from the first one. Here's the hoping that they'll do it on the second one. No, he came in with an attitude. He's a bitch.
Just tolerated it for years because number one, it's like whatever, who cares, just let me play the game. And number two, because if at any point you began caring and you asked questions or complained, these people would do to you what they did to the CEO, calling you a fascist and treating you like some kind of rabid dog for the most unhinged of reasons. And lastly, the CEO also caught a lot of fire for speaking out against DEI initiatives and programs in the creative field.
I find it funny. I find it really funny that everybody's like, listen man, body type A and body type B doesn't matter. It's like body type A and body type B has always been around. Why are you complaining about this? And then the developer's like, okay, cool. Well, anyway, I'm gonna go back to male and female now. You motherfucker! And I'm like, why are you angry? Whoa. If it doesn't matter, then why are these journalists angry? You see what I'm saying? It's so weird. He's like, man, you don't need to worry about body type A and body type B. It's no big deal, dude. Well, if it's no big deal, then I'll just change it. I fucking hate you. See what I mean? I'm just like, if it doesn't matter, then why the fuck are you getting emotional? It matters to me because we need to have common sense back, because a lot of you motherfuckers out there are trying to blur the line between what is male and what is female. By the way, men, stay out of the women's bathroom. And so I'm sick and tired of these people coming out to you in bad faith like, oh man, it doesn't matter. Well, if it doesn't matter, hold on. Back in my day, the only body types that existed were ecto, endo, and ectomorphs. What? Which, to be fair, came out as being bullshit too.
Such as video games.
We're gonna have something brand new in the next year. They're just gonna add something else to the LGBT plus thing. They're gonna add something completely new.
He began inquiring a lot about this kind of stuff and ultimately made a statement against it on his profile, seeing it as antithetical to fun and creative freedom, which is true. Now, some people out there don't see this as a fully genuine move, just want to try and get in the good graces of a growing number of gamers who stand against it too. After all, these are
Daniel Vaber is doing the same thing, and Sven Vinka is also doing the same thing, coming out and specifying that we're not supposed to be making games that have politics. It's like, listen, games have politics, but when you put your own like political correctness in video games with virtue signaling stuff, people are gonna get upset and people are gonna feel like they're being taught instead of having fun. Would you like that? Would you like that? You're trying to make an attractive character on Veilguard, but you can't because they fucking downsized your breast size and your ass size. You see what I'm saying? How would it feel to play a game and you're starting off and already they're fucking on your on your like knees, basically saying, hey, you have the option to be trans in this game. Hey, you have an option to add they, them. You got body types here. Hey, if you don't want an ass, we don't have them. You can't have tits. Oh, and also if you don't want tits, really, you could just cut them off. Does that sound nice to you? Does that sound fun? That does not sound like a video game to me. I am here to play video games to escape you fucking weirdos. You fucking freaks.
Common sense thing, so it doesn't make any sense why he would buy into these things.
And having these developers come out and say these sort of things is a good thing, and I need more developers to do it. A lot of developers these days are fucking scared.
In the first place, such as initially making his Lords of the Fallen game have a body type A and body type B thing instead of male and female right from the beginning. It is male and female now, but that's because it was updated after the poll. So I understand some people may be skeptical as to the CEO's motives behind the scenes, perhaps wary of his intentions and hesitant to fully trust him, and that's fine. Trust doesn't come easy, no matter the company. But I would, and personally do, give them the benefit of the doubt, because at the end of the day, this body type bullshit became the standard in the games industry. It's what everyone was doing, so it's normal for humans to follow a thread. Hell, even Elden Ring, a game that sold over 30 million copies by now, still has, to this day, the body type A and body type B thing.
Yep.
So even FromSoft, all the way out there from Japan or whatever the hell they're from, bought into it. And in my view, what's
These localizers need to be fired.
important now is to normalize whenever developers wake up from this delusional shit and get back to developing games outside of this weird sphere of influence that has gripped the industry for the past 6 years plus, instead of, you know, endlessly purity testing them for minute things like these. Of course, this doesn't mean just bend over and buy all their games, you know, you should of course still be mindful of reviews and the state of the very games that you buy. Be smart with your money always. I know I will. Life is getting more and more expensive out there, boys, especially in gaming. But I definitely won't be overly scrutinizing when a developer speaks against DEI elements and removes them from their games going forward, unless it's like some obviously blatant situation, like if fucking Ubisoft came out tomorrow like, you know, DEI is bad, then of course I'd be like, excuse me, what are you talking about?
If Ubisoft just came out, bro, if Ubisoft just came out trying to, like, not even from not even from, like, this is not coming from some Chinese person from Tencent, but somebody straight from France, like Guillemot de Tor, like if Guillemot came out and said, we took out all of the sexual assault offenders, and we took out all of the DEI people, and now we will be making everything that is for straight people. And I'm gonna be like, bullshit. That's gonna be top of the news, by the way. They wouldn't admit it, but that'd be fucking crazy.
About, brother. But anyway, let's get back on topic. So that was an entire saga of theirs last year with people attacking them, especially the CEO, but individual devs as well, because of that. With of course official games media adding wood to the fire. It got them this black sheep label of sorts for modern audience types out there who can't stand it when games aren't specifically tailored to represent every facet of their ideology. Then, just about a month ago, they get targeted again because of dedicating themselves to prioritizing good character design and player outfit choice in the upcoming Lords of the Fallen 2.
And in a recent post, who is this, by Grant Taylor Hill? In a recent post on social media, Merrick, the CEO, has revealed some lore about the studio and the creation of Lords of the Fallen. Many of you asked for body type A and B. Okay, so that's what he's quoting. The comments under the post came from curious fans, and one user asked, I'm gonna buy the game definitely. Will there be an attractive female character? And will there be revealing outfits and armor for them? Merrick simply responded, yes. I mean, this is just straight up unbiased. Yeah, this is, from what I'm seeing, this is unbiased. He's just giving information. Now Paul Tassi came out and said something about this.
Normal basic stuff such as featuring attractive looking female characters and female armor sets, and outfit choices of various styles and types, including stylish revealing ones, and also a more robust character creator with more options for us, got them to lose their minds. Like, I don't know, but they just up and lost their fucking minds over this too.
Listen. Oh, there's Paul Tassi. There he is. There he is. The man, the myth, the legend. There he is. There he is. Top of the line game journalist. There he is. Okay. First off, let's start off with Alyssa Mercante. After they just saw attractive female character, after she saw that whole thing, she's showing off an emote where it's soap, and she's like, you need this. I don't know about you, but Alyssa Mercante looks like she puts butter on her pussy. Okay? So, if anybody needs the soap, it's her. Okay? Would I hit that? If I'm desperate. But most likely no. Because she icky. I'm not that desperate. I ain't there yet. But I'm just saying. She needs to look in the mirror. We got Stephanie GD. It's another fucking woman. Look, I like a sexy character as much as the next chronically online gooner. Then shut the fuck up, bitch, and get back in the kitchen. Who's next? Paul Tassi. You can just put this in your game and it's fine. What a fucking loser. What a fucking loser. You don't have to be a huge loser about it. What a fucking cuck thing to say. You know what I mean? What a cuck thing to say. It's like, we want to add attractive characters with attractive costumes in the game. And he's like, you don't have to say it. You don't have to be a loser. And I'm like, oh my God, bro. I feel like I need to be a kid and throw this kid in the nearest trash can because I'm the class bully. I hear him and I'm like, we need to bring back bullying. We need to put this guy in a trash can and then just roll him, down the fucking parking lot. That's what I see. That, I'm sorry. That is. Let's continue because you just see certain people and you're just like, man, you ever see a person, you're just like, can I put him in a locker? No, I can't.
I don't even know what the hell is wrong with these people at this point. I don't know what they want.
Because they're losers. What is wrong with these people is that they are losers. And these losers have gained a platform. Now, let's be honest. There are always people like this, and social media has only amplified everybody's opinions, which is fine. We need to recognize that social media amplifies every sort of idea from everybody else, okay? I bet even back then, some kids didn't like Mortal Kombat, okay? Let's just be honest. Some kids didn't like Metroid. Some kids didn't like fucking like Bayonetta. Some kids didn't like certain characters, like within those sort of games, like a game that's bloody or something. We're always gonna find people that disagree with certain games and certain developers and that sort of thing. It has always been there. Social media in 2026 has just amplified it to where we know everybody's opinion. However, you're still a loser. Okay, that hasn't changed. Okay, I don't know. It has not made you any. If we didn't have any internet, you would still be a loser. But it would be the same. Now I just know you're a loser. Okay, you know what I mean?
Are they just openly coming out and saying we want our games to look like crap? What? I don't know.
They are just they're libtards that think they know. See, here's the thing I like about me being a conservative is that I'm okay with people disagreeing with me, and I'm okay with other people liking things that I don't like. However, these libtards don't like it when you like something that they don't like. That's the difference, okay? Now, is there people that are on the left that do like stuff and is okay with it, that's a little bit more, you know, centered? Yes, there is. But these individuals are not. They come out, they show their pussy on the fucking internet, and then they're wondering, why would you look at that lady? You see what actually, that's true. Alyssa Mercante has an OnlyFans. What am I talking about? Holy shit. Alyssa Mercante out here reading a thing about, yeah, we're going to make attractive characters. And then this bitch, hey, you could literally find nudes of Alyssa Mercante, and she's like, wow, you would do that? And I'm like, you're a whore. What are you doing? You're a slut. Like, what are you talking about?
Oh man, like is that the point that we're at now? Have we gotten there already? Because if it is, hey, you know what? Good. Better for me then. Easier for me to point out the bullshit and harder for the industry to keep justifying their choices of keeping these people employed and continuing to hire the same type of sensitivity consultant firms. A perfectly safe, tame-looking, normal-proportioned female character is enough to get some of these whack jobs to...
They got a whip coming out for the second game? I didn't even see that. I thought she was holding like a skull or something that was like an enchanted skull and you could do magic. I didn't know she was holding a whip. Bro, I know my build. I know my build for the second game, okay? I know my build. I know what build I want for the second game. Okay, I know what build.
Lose their minds and crash out online, including actual games media. Like, I must be living in a simulation or some shit. They got bombarded with comments accusing them of being gooners, dismissing them and their designs, and scolded with articles labeling the studio as one making games for the wrong type of people. What the fuck does that even mean? What's going on here? What do we got?
You want to know the funny thing about this whole thing is, they won't say this about GTA 6. Have you noticed that? Have you noticed that? They are okay with saying this about Lords of the Fallen, but GTA 6 is gonna have more ass than any other game that's ever gonna come out. So they're coming at you with like, wow, I can't believe Lords of the Fallen would do this. This is the only prime reason that they are angry is because they hate the chuds. They hate Asmongold, they hate Dez, they hate me, they hate Hypno, they just hate them. That's it. That's all. It's kind of like with the whole Trump thing. People are mad at Trump for helping not only the US but also helping out Venezuela. But for some odd reason, people in fucking in America are just like, how dare you take away their favorite dictator? You see what I'm saying? It's like, listen, we know more about Venezuela even though we've never been there. You see what I'm saying? Meanwhile, Venezuela is more than happy to have Maduro out of their fucking area. It's the same thing that we got for video games. Listen, the only reason that they're angry at them is because Asmongold likes Lords of the Fallen. That's it. Point blank, period. When GTA 6 does it, they're just like, oh, I can't wait to play Mr. Rockstar. Mr. Rockstar, will you let me have a review code? If you please? Oh, golly gee. I'll do whatever you want. You want me to suck your fat billion-dollar cock? Okay. They don't care. They'll do that because it's GTA, one of the biggest games in history. Of course they'll do that. But since Asmongold did a positive review on Lords of the Fallen, the chuds like the game, they hate the game. That's it. That's why they liked Concord, because the chuds didn't like Concord. It matched with their beliefs. That's why they gave a good score on Dustborn, because the chuds didn't like it, and it followed their beliefs. That's why they gave 9 out of 10. I'm still gonna say it. They gave 9 out of 10 for Veilguard because the chuds didn't like it, and it followed their beliefs. Period. They don't care what's in the game. They just care where the politics are going. You see what I'm saying? They are not gamers.
Imposters among us? What is this? What is this? Is it skinwalkers? We got skinwalkers in our midst? Are the fucking skinwalkers playing video games?
Meanwhile, everybody out here is just like, I just want to play a good game. And then boom, they play a good game. They can make whatever they want. But let's go.
Too? I talked about it in this video on screen, also adding in the same type of reaction from the same type of people, you know the ones.
Exactly.
Mad that the new Lara Croft looks like Lara Croft again. I don't even know.
You see, are you noticing a pattern, chat? It's another liberal white woman. Woof. This new design of Lara Croft is really jarring. I joked that she looks like those anti-woke face turned photos of make gaming characters hot again, but I don't know if it's a joke anymore. What you mean she's fighting for her life and has a thick set of falsies? See what I fucking mean? These are not gamers. They are trying to be activists. That's it. They are not gamers. They are out here to be activists, and they just hate anybody that doesn't fit their worldview. That's all they are. Losers.
How to react to that? Like you can't be for real. Everything gets fucking attacked these days. Like, your options as a game developer while designing women in your games, if you don't want to be attacked online by retards and game journalists, apparently is to make them fat, bald, or muscular, or maybe a mix of all three. Also, to make sure that they're 100% safe, you should probably cover them up entirely. Give them the Concord armor set to make sure that any and all forms of the female figure
And remember, they gave good scores about this game, and they didn't play the game. Not only that, they didn't even talk about the game. They said, the chuds don't like the game? Praise be to Concord. Praise be. And then the game got shut down so fast that they had to course correct, and as soon as the game got flagged off the fucking net, they just stayed silent. And it was so, bro, let me tell you, the internet was so pure those couple of days where they just stayed silent, living in their Concord world. It was so beautiful. It was, oh my god, it felt so good. They're like, oh man, this is the greatest game ever. Didn't even play it, game died.
skin are covered up by round, tanky pieces of armor. Do that, fellas, and you'll be safe. Anything more than that, and I'm sorry, guys.
I love it when developers try to depict black women as fucking ugly, which is, to be fair, a lot of ratchet women out there that are black are fucking ugly, but good lord, when you see an attractive black woman, it's like a fucking it's like water in the fucking desert. You're like, oh shit, you mean to tell me you guys eat less?
But you're making games for the wrong kind.
I want more developers to do.
And now they're being targeted again, being accused of using AI to copy character designs from FromSoft games. Specifically, they're taking this picture right here of a gear set that the studio posted.
Let me guess, they think it's Artorias because he's got blue cloth and he's got a big sword. That's it. Listen, hey, look, listen. Well, check this out. We got a person with armor, and he's got a blue fucking scarf, and he's got a great sword. Only Artorias can wear that armor. Watch, I know they're gonna do it.
They've been posting multiple over time.
I could see the resemblance, but that would be fucking ridiculous if they think that, like, oh, only one person can make a knight with blue cloth and a great sword. Only one person can do that.
And they're saying that it's a copy of this character, named Wilder from Elden Ring.
Wilder? I thought it would be Artorias. This is not even close. This is not even close. Where are we going?
Night Rain. And bro, I don't even see that goddamn similarity here. I see the same color scheme, sort of, with that kind of whole...
The only reason is because blue cloth and silver tinted armor. That's it. Don't look at anything else. Nothing else. Silver armor and blue cloth. That's it. You want to know what's funny? You want to know what's funny? There are different factions in Elden Ring, and guess what? There's a lot of smaller enemies that just have the same armor, but different cloth on. You know what I mean? There's one that has the golden fucking tree cloth on his armor, but it has the same armor. And then there's the enemy that has the red cloth, you know, from the Scarlet Rot area, with the same type of armor. So are those two fighting each other, going like, you stole my fit? No, you stole my drip. No, you stole my drip. You know what I mean? What do we do? So the fact that Elden Ring did all this armor, all for Dark Souls, Demon Souls, Elden Ring, you have to make something. It's like, if you have armor, you took that from FromSoft. You gotta stop. Oh, he's got blue cloth on him. Only Elden Ring can do that. Bro, I feel like I'm... God, I thought I was retarded.
Thing mixing the brass color a little bit with blue, but that's it. The armors don't look alike at all, besides the fact that they're bloody armor sets in Souls-like video games. Besides, it's completely proven false by the studio, which showed how the armor design was made by one of their artists 5 months before Elden Ring Night Rain was even...
I'm pleased to prove that yesterday's accusations of plagiarism are 100% false. By the way, he didn't have to do this. He really didn't have to do this. A newly revealed standard enemy was claimed to That's a standard enemy? Jesus! Was claimed to copy... That's a standard enemy? Good lord. One of the runt enemies... So the armor was finalized in July. Okay, so before Night Rain. Visual overlap could occur in the video phase. By the way, you're not gonna get some sort of court order for this sort of shit. Perfect example. You know what? Let's let them finish. I wanna state about court orders and plagiarism after I hear everything.
Announced. And that's just like a saving grace right here, honestly. Like, thank God that they at least have these old ass Discord messages to be able to save their lives here by proving that this is purely a coincidence for those people who are still adamant about the studio stealing the design, which might coincide with a list of people out there who need glasses, by the way. I don't know. That might actually be a really good pre-order incentive for, you know, CI games to apply here. Buy a copy of Lords of the Fallen 2 and get a pair of fucking reading glasses.
Oh, nah, I ain't seen nothing. I ain't seen nothing. Matter of fact, I'm blind in my left eye and 43% blind in my right eye. I don't see much of nothing. Matter of fact, I can't even see you, sir.
But even then, it wasn't enough to get these morons to stop. That's why this feels so forced. That's why it feels like a goddamn psyop to just shit on the studio because of the studio having opposing ideological standards and the rest.
This guy, Lords of Plagiarism, you're a fucking retard. You're a fucking retard. God damn. God damn. God, man. And also, the bottom one has more cloth. It has more cloth than the one at the bottom. Oh, I see it. I see it. I see it. I know where they think the plagiarism is, and it's going to make you laugh. Okay, Here's where it is. Do you see the pommel for the Lords of the Fallen 2 one? And you see how it's like a trident thing at the pommel for Lords of the Fallen? Well, check out this one. It's almost the same, but different. Like, this almost looks like the Sunbro pommel at the bottom, but it's different. Oh, and also, by the way, here's another thing. Bro, guess what? There's more stuff that is just like the other armor. He's got metal armor. You see the helmet? You see the helmet? Also, he's got a great sword. There's only one person that can get a great sword, okay? He's got blue cloth. He's got a blue gambeson. You know who else has a blue gambeson? Do you see what I mean? You don't really see anything? They do look kinda alike. That's because you see the color scheme. There's a person with a great sword, metal armor, cloth. That's it. It is the bare bones. This is nothing. Not even close. Did they bring up Artorias? Oh my god, bro. I knew they were gonna do it. I knew they were gonna do it. By the way, you want to know what's funny about this? The Wilder is a character you can choose in Night Rain. Artorias is a big NPC in Dark Souls. And the character that is part of Lords of the Fallen 2 is just a regular run-of-the-mill enemy. That's what's kind of funny. Now, here's what I gotta say, chat. Will this go to court for anything at all? No. You want to know why? It's because you cannot claim rights on armor and cloth and great swords. Now, if they did the same design as the... Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Hold the fuck up. They added the gut sword in Elden Ring that's literally the gut sword from Berserk. Did they get any plagiarism? No. No, they fucking didn't. You are not going to get any sort of court order for any of this at all. The only way you're going to get a court order is if you take off the armor from the Lords of the Fallen character and it literally says each piece of the armor is the Artorias armor. You literally have said, this is why Palworld and Pokemon have literally not, this is why Pokemon is not going at Palworld for their pals. They're going at Palworld for the way you grab the monster with a sphere and flying. Those are the two things. Not for their... You remember when everybody was like, oh, plagiarism, Palworld. Look at the plagiarism from Palworld. And then people were trying to stoke the flames with Palworld to Palworld so they can get in trouble. And Nintendo jumped over all of the fucking pals and said, you got flying monsters? And I'm over here like, what did he just say? Flying monsters and the sphere? I thought Nintendo was gonna go at the fucking the pals. They didn't. You want to know why? It's because they know they can't get they cannot do it. By the way, they already lost the whole thing they're losing, by the way. Nintendo's losing the whole war between Palworld and the lawyer, the whole plagiarism thing on that thing. So they're kind of losing on that aspect. But they didn't go after the pals. It is because that would be too much. They know they would be overstepping. They know it. The only way you can get in trouble by this armor is unless you put the actual name, like, of the Dark Souls armor of those characters. So if you did the same exact sword of that sword from Artorias that was, you know, with the wolf and stuff, and you gave it to that character from Lords of the Fallen, and you even named it that same sword, like if you said Moonlight Greatsword and all this shit, like obviously you're probably gonna get in a little bit more trouble, but not for the armor guy. If Nintendo's not gonna do it for Power World, then what the fuck do you guys think? Every day I find myself, I'm over here thinking to myself, man, I must be the stupidest person in the world. And then I find these clowns and I'm like, never mind. I changed my fucking mind. You know how many games have flying monsters and the ability to summon monsters? That's what I mean. Nintendo is brain dead for trying to fucking protect. That's why they didn't do anything about PALs.
To the industry, because now they're backtrack coping by moving the goalpost and saying that it's still plagiarism. It's just that instead of Wilder, it's actually Artorias, because actually Wilder was based on Artorias. And again, fellas, I don't know, man. I guess maybe I'm legally blind because I don't even see the similarities between Artorias and Wilder, let alone the similarities between Artorias and the original design from Lords of the Fallen 2. Let's call it John Fallen from here on out. So John Fallen here doesn't look at all like that. But now the new cope is that it's lifted from Dark Souls 1 because, hey guys, look guys, Artorias has a blue shawl around his neck and shoulder area, and he holds his sword with one hand over the shoulder. Dude, I'm gonna need a strong drink. Like, I'm gonna need to hit it like I've never hit it before, dude. Like, people are actually this stupid, and I don't even know who they are. Like, is this what the Dark Souls community is like now? Like, don't get me wrong, I'm an old school Dark Souls enjoyer. I would choose those first games from FromSoft.
It's okay for random people to be stupid, but I'll be honest, it's kind of affected me a little bit. Not too much. When it's game journalists, then I have a problem. But if it's regular people on the online, I don't really care about it. All I'm saying is, if FromSoft comes out and gets picky out of fucking nowhere, I'm gonna be pissed.
Over the recent ones any day of the goddamn week, but I'm not familiar with this.
Whoa, what game are you playing? Is that a man with armor and a red hoodie? Is that a guy with armor and a red hoodie? Are you taking this from Warhammer 40K? With the Blood Angels? I'm telling. This is the same shit that Games Workshop tried to do with the words like Greatsword and Gambison. They tried to own the rights to Greatsword and Gambison? And so on and so forth. But that greed, that caustic, was Warhammer's fantasy. So no, they don't have a case. They don't have a case to fucking
who they are. Like, is this what the Dark Souls community is like now? Like, don't get me wrong, I'm an old school Dark Souls enjoyer. I would choose those first games from FromSoft over the recent ones any day of the goddamn week. But I'm not familiar with.
This guy's got armor on and he's got a red cape. It reminds me of Thor. Therefore, they need to be in court.
This level of.
Sometimes I hate the idea of calling myself a Souls fan because that means I'm a part of the same group of vapid retards that think FromSoft owns knights with blue cloth. Fucking based. Exactly. Bro. This is one of those moments where you're just like, you ever see something so retarded that you just look at it and you just walk away? Because if you start to have an argument or a debate about it, it's just going to take too long. You're going to get a headache and you just want to walk away, grab some water, maybe talk to your kids and, I don't know, feed them. You just want to sit down and watch, I don't know, an episode of 24.
Cringe at all. When did this happen?
This game is Darksiders? No, it's not. It's Blood Angels. There's only one person with armor and red cloth, and that's the Blood Angels. Please, Hulk, please, you gotta understand.
If we were to seriously compare Artorias and John Fallen with the intent to prove that there's at least some inspiration there, let alone plagiarism, we're not even going to talk about that because you have to be... it's not even about being blind anymore.
Are those black wings? There's only one person that could have black wings, and that's Alduin from fucking Skyrim. You see what I'm saying here? You see what I'm saying?
Or you'd have to be dead, you know, you'd have to be flatlined, brain dead completely to make that assessment. But anyway, continuing here, if we were to prove at least some inspiration there, you'd at least need some actually iconic element to be lifted. Not a standard pose of a man holding a sword with one hand, which is present in every goddamn video game ever to have a fucking man and a...
Is that the Red Cross? There's only one person that can have the Red Cross, and it's not the fucking blood donation. Listen, the only people that can have the Red Cross. You motherfucker. You motherfucker. The only person that can have the Red Cross are these motherfuckers right here. The only people that can have it. You fucking. You need to change it. You need to change it.
A sword in it. Jesus. Nor a piece of fabric around someone's neck and shoulder area. Like, I mean, holy crap, just off the top of my head here, there's a...
What is that game, by the way? What is that game? Well, no. Now I'm serious. What is this game? Des, what is this game? This game looks cool. Anybody? You don't see it? Also, God, what? Where do I get this game? I'll figure it out.
Neck and shoulder area. Like, I mean, holy crap, just off the top of my
It's oh God, it is Valhalla. Never mind.
head here, there's Assassin's Creed Valhalla armor sets with stuff like that. In Kingdom Come Deliverance, you can also equip shit like that over your actual armor, and that one isn't even fantasy, where you design characters to look even cooler. What manner of copium are we dealing with here? Skyrim has that kind of thing. Darksiders 1 and 2 have that kind of thing too. Darksiders 1 might even be older than Dark Souls. I don't even know. Like, brother, what...
Does anybody want to be a ranger with a green cloak? Shut the fuck up. You can't do that. The only person that can have a green cloak as a ranger is fucking Link from Zelda, okay? You've already missed your chance. You've missed your fucking chance. When I saw Lord of the Rings and I saw Aragorn smoking a pipe alone, the Strider with a green cape over his back with a sword and a bow, I was furious. I was like, I got up off of my fucking chair and I was like, how fucking dare you? And then I just walked out and he was like, what the fuck was that?
are we doing here?
Robin Hood? Oh shit. Link needs to talk to Robin Hood. Oh my god, Robin Hood came first. Oh shit.
The first Lords of the Fallen game from 2014, the one that sucked that nobody wanted to play, has that shit. One that sucked that nobody wanted to play has that shit.
Come on now, dog. Come on, man.
From Software did not invent the concept of shawls or ripped cloaks dripped over armor, okay? to claim any such thing about Artorias, you'd need Artorias' actual characteristics, or at least more iconic pieces of his look, such as his headwear. You know, that wolf helm of his. I don't even see where it looks like a wolf, but regardless, I believe that's its name. And the wolf sigil is his sigil. You'd need that shit, with the plume going down the back preferably, which John Fallen's helmet does not have. Also, his pose is all wrong. Artorias doesn't stand upright with his sword, he has a broken arm or a broken shoulder, so he's generally hunched over or leaning a bit. The fabric around John Fallen's neck and shoulders is also very loose.
I know Decembro is trying to break it down on everything that's wrong with this, but I'm gonna say this right now. None of this fucking matters, because people are retarded now. These children are fucking retarded. We're millennials, okay? We get this shit, okay? We're old enough to figure out 2 + 2 = 4. But the fucking school system, the fucking school board, they failed these children, okay? These mothers and fathers have failed their kids. And they just, now they're on the internet and they're retarded, okay?
It doesn't look nor serve the same purpose as Artorias, which actually goes all the way up to his face, serving as a bit of a scarf to mask his abyss-ridden face. Even the character build is off. Artorias is tall and lean. John Fallen looks like he was designed to carry fucking logs around. He's bulky. Artorias' concept screams fallen knight, almost more of a wraith than a human. A figure of terror in the distance whose face you can't even see, even though they don't even have a full face helmet. John Fallen, unlike his name that I just gave him myself, doesn't scream fallen knight at all. He's very much alive, and he's just not the type of terrifying, almost non-human figure that Artorias of the Abyss presents. If you're going to take inspiration of a character to try and create your own in-universe version of them, why the fuck are you missing so many of these concepts and so many of these characteristics? This picture is just a big dude with a giant serrated sword. He's here to haul logs and saw them in half. That's it. He's a logging man. No, seriously, like, come on, man. What are these comparisons? At the very least, John Fallen should have his armor tainted and torn by some form of black oozing substance, which is another characteristic of Artorias, because of being tainted by the Abyss. This looks more like a classic situation of hating a studio for no goddamn reason. These people just hate this studio either because they're FromSoft purists who can't enjoy any other Souls-like,
Lords of the Fallen devs are desperate to attract an anti-woke chud audience, so when their uninspired Souls clone flops, they can come to their defense and say the wokes are trying to ruin its reputation, make this game of the year. So you mean to tell me that these fucking whack jobs out here are disingenuous, coming out and saying, doesn't this look like Artorias? Doesn't this look like the Night Rain Wilder guy? So they don't even believe it, because so we're right back to square one, what I said. The only reason that they're doing this, the only reason at all for doing this, is because the chuds like the game. So they're just gonna make up random shit in order to, you know, for them to lose customers, basically. Oh, Asmongold likes the game and it attracts the chuds. Well, I'm just gonna make up some bullshit, and I'm just like, now it all makes sense. See, there was no reason to, you know, to compare, because they're just gonna goalpost it and talk about something else.
Nuh-uh, all the others are inferior, and so, therefore, we're just going to play Elden Ring for the 556th time this month. Or because they're Redditors still mad at the studio for ideological reasons.
Exactly.
And so when they're presented with solid proof that this couldn't have been plagiarized for Wilder, they just go further back and pick an older game to be like, oh, actually, it's not even Wilder, it's actually Artorias, which if you weren't a tourist and you were a cool guy like me who gets laid every day,
I don't think you have the facilities for that, big man.
You'd know that is actually the inspiration for Wilder, even though both of these motherfuckers look nothing alike. Like, let's stop the coping and the bullshit, okay? The campaign failed. Which brings me to this other style of coping, which is even dumber. Bro, it's just a joke, bro. Like, bro, it's not that deep, bro. I'm just saying they look alike, bro. It's just a prank, bro. All I'm doing is feeding into these ridiculous accusations of AI and plagiarism, bro. It's almost as if these people expected developers like Ryan Hill, who spent the whole day.
It's not a joke. This is from somebody from CI Games that works there. It's not a joke for the very talented artists that pour hearts and hours into these designs and who currently face the very harsh reality that AI might one day replace them in some industry. Not saying it will. I get what you guys mean, but it's just a joke. No, you guys weren't joking. Stop. You guys were not joking, okay? As soon as we unveil the lie, you guys are going to turn around and say, like, it's just a joke. No, we see your bullshit, and now it's permanently online, and we'll remember your ass. This is again, another goalpost. So when they get found out, they're just like, hey, we're just kidding, bruh. This is the type of person that needs to get punched in the face. I'm sorry, it is. So there's a couple of things that I learned as a kid. What is you got to stop playing around. And also, it's not even a good joke either. It's not even close to being a joke. You literally tried to, what's the word I'm looking for? It's basically defamation.
Responding to false accusations by posting the evidence that it wasn't plagiarized, to just shut up and go away. Just shut up, stop taking it seriously, it's just a joke and a meme, bro. Like, yeah, sure. I mean, last month we had a massive AI shitstorm that had Larian developers attacked by a deranged mob of retards, sending them threats and shit just because they said that they're experimenting with AI tools. Then we also had Expedition 33 be disqualified from the Indie Game Awards and also attacked by the same deranged mob online for also having used an AI picture as a placeholder years ago during development that isn't even in the game anymore. And earlier last year, we had Marathon get absolutely slaughtered online after getting
Now that was true plagiarism. That wasn't even plagiarism, what Marathon did. What they did was straight up stealing. I hope that woman got her money.
Exposed for plagiarizing an independent artist's work. So yeah, totally. I mean, why would the Lords of the Fallen 2 developers be upset about this? It's not like AI is an insanely contentious topic in the games industry right now, and it's also totally not like plagiarism can ruin an entire game's and studio's reputation. Why would they be upset? Like, damn guys, chill guys, it's just a joke, guys. It's not that deep, guys. It's just your fucking livelihood being put at risk over blatant lies manufactured and pushed by people who have a personal bone to pick against the studio over politics. Just relax. And what's even crazier about it is that originally, Artorias and many other aspects of Dark Souls were directly inspired by Berserk. This is a thing that Miyazaki doesn't even hide. Like, everyone knew this, he made it very clear. And nobody cared, because it was basically great art inspiring new art. So even if it was true, and that design or any other was inspired by Artorias or whatever other game from, Dark Souls, Bloodborne, Sekiro, whatever it may be, it still shouldn't be a problem, because inspiration is not a malicious rip-off job. But for the Lords of the Fallen team, they're basically in an uphill battle because they got nutcases that hate them just for existing.
Exactly.
So even if something comes up and is stupid, such as accusations like these, they'll get signal boosted into full-on controversies. And I don't know how much of this the individual developers at the studio are willing to take when they're literally doing nothing wrong. Like, it's one thing when
if anything, it's going to embolden them to work harder. I think the team has enough testosterone to make it home and make their game. Because it's mostly just dudes that you see that work on Lords of the Fallen. It doesn't look like any of the individuals, including Jack Sparrow, wants to quit at any time. They're here for the long haul, and they're not going to have anybody stomp out what they love. And I can respect that. Even with Sven Vinka. Because a lot of people were like, so you're not going to do AI? And Sven Vinka was like, I'm still going to do AI. I thought, we'll talk about that later. We'll talk about that later.
You screw up and you have to be accountable. The internet can be relentless, of course, and it sucks, but the bad action is still there at the source. But here, there is no bad action. dudes release concept art of characters and armor sets and get lied about and accused of being evil developers making games for sets and get...
Are you gonna change this outfit for the female? Because she looks like a Lady Liberty with that mask on. Are you gonna change that? Are you gonna change? See what I mean? See how retarded I sound?
Get lied about and accused of being evil developers making games for the wrong type of people. At the end of the day, it's pretty damn interesting how the games media doesn't do shit to defend them. Oh, they'll defend every developer that has ever gone to social media to insult their own fan bases.
They were ready to defend Black Ops 7 even though they had AI because Activision has money. That's why. They're like, oh, I hate AI. And they saw Black Ops literally have fucking generative AI. And they were just like, like I said, GTA 6 is going to come out and there's going to be baddies everywhere. And guess what they're going to do? Right back up again.
For criticism, or defend them for doing other inhumane shit like the Sucker Punch developer, you know, the one who celebrated a political assassination last year. But for actual innocent developers being accused of plagiarism and AI use when there's evidence that they didn't, suddenly they're quiet. Ain't that something? Anyway, I'm out, guys. Thanks for watching. Consider leaving the video a like if you enjoyed it. Let me know your thoughts in the comments and have yourselves a good day out there. I'll see you on the next one. Take care.
Yeah, I think that this is a good video. This is Dezembro. Check him out, leave a like. I'll go ahead and share this right now. Yeah, good video. Good video. Why are you going slow out of nowhere? What the fuck is going on? I don't even have anything. I don't know why it's being slow right now. So such a weird thing to do. Share. I don't know why it's going slow. Let's revamp it up. It's probably because if you leave a link on, it'll if you leave a link on, it'll yeah. You got to refresh your links. Don't want to leave them on the whole time. There you go. Okay. All right. Send this to you guys. All right. There we go. Yeah, good video. All right. No more videos. It's just me talking now. Let's refresh this because I just need to. Okay. I was gonna do Wolfhammer Wolfheart's video, but I'm gonna check this out on my own. Alright, let's go ahead and do it. Alright, let's go ahead. Hey everybody, this is Mr. Hardcore Mode, where nothing's easy. Warriors and Witches, how y'all doing? And God bless. We are going to touch up on the AMA Ask Me Anything with Larian Studios developers on getting some questions on Divinity and what they have in store for us. I think two questions are going to be in my mind. One, are they going to dial down on the political ideology? And what are they going to do about AI? I think AI is pretty cut and dry what they're gonna do. We'll start off with the AI one because people are still upset that the developers are still going to use generative AI. So In the AMA, Larian Studios, Sven Vinka has said there will not be any generative AI art in Divinity. In the AMA Reddit, he added, to ensure there is no room for doubt, we've decided to refrain from using generative AI tools during concept art development. And this person, I don't know why he highlighted this, but the person said liar, and it says, having said that, we are continuously trying to improve the speed with which we can try things out. The more iterations we can do, the better in general the gameplay is. We think generative AI can help with this, and so we're trying things out across departments. Our hope is that it can aid us to refine ideas faster, leading to a more focused development cycle, less waste, and ultimately a higher quality game. The important bit to note is that we will not generate creative assets and end up in a game without being 100% sure about the origins of the training data and the consent of those who created the data. If we use a generative AI model to create in-game assets, then it'll be trained on data we own. So basically it's focused on data, not pretty much art. So I don't know why this bitch just said liar, which doesn't make any fucking sense, because they didn't lie. This person didn't lie. They're not going to use AI for any sort of concept art. They're more focused on time. Basically, that's it. They're making the fun part is pretty much adding all these new systems, creating characters, doing those sort of, you know, mechanics, UI elements, those sort of things, sound effects, all these cool things that you want to add on the game. But they're the AI that they're tinkering with, they want to focus on making the cycle of making the game shorter. That was probably the biggest thing. But Jason Schreier was all about, oh, they're pushing hard on AI, which is completely incorrect. So we're gonna go ahead and jump right in and check out these questions here with Sven Vinka and the team. Before that, Hulk says, so they're using AI as like a tool, like it should be, to help get ideas. Also, that person has one of the insane flags next to their name. Yeah, yes they do. So let's start off, and I'm going to skim down and find a good question, or if there's any insane questions. I like the concept of dark areas. This is a good one. I like the concept of the Dark Urge in Baldur's Gate 3 as an origin that allowed you to have customizable character while still having unique story that tied into the world. Do you plan on doing anything in the vein of that in Divinity? Ooh, like this one. Hope you see something like it again. Okay, so let's see. Lois is an OG dirge. Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, I'm not seeing the developers on here. I'm not seeing them on here. It doesn't look like they said anything in relation to... Oh. Wait. Somebody... The writing designer. I'm reading the indifferent stars above at the moment. It's harrowing. Not really. Oh, wait. Where's the... There we go. All right, where's the development team? It looks like they're not going to answer that one. We're just going to move on. Some of these developers are just fucking being clowns. What are some of the mods that you wish you saw that are in Baldur's Gate 3, which that you would like to carry over in Divinity? And Divinity head of publishing said car wild shape. We're taking notes on all the UI mods for sure. The UI team worked very hard to bring the complexity of an open world D&D adventure to video game format, but we had more improvement in mind that we just couldn't cram into our releases. Happy we managed to make the UI moddable in the first place. Nice. That's good. That's good. Let's keep going. I don't want to talk about Baldur's. Any questions related to Baldur's Gate 3? I'm skipping them. What are the main lessons you've taken from developing and launching Baldur's Gate 3 that you'll apply to Divinity? Head Gameplay said, there are a lot of lessons and a single post is not enough to cover them all, so here are a few. Short and direct communication is a must for quick decision making and iteration. Avoid middlemen in any process and try to bring people working together on a feature as close as possible to each other. Yes! Automated testing and unit tests is lifeline to keep such a big project alive and going. Yes, very true. What does automated testing look like for the project like Baldur's Gate 3? TDD, when you write code, add integration test using a scripting language after the test feature is done to prove everything works together. Block code submits, commits. I don't know. They're talking video game jargon. I'm gonna leave that one alone. I'm gonna keep on going. How will you handle the canon issues in Divinity Original Sin 2? It's in the same continuity, but it's a standalone story. Long-term Divinity fans will find lots of familiar things, but it's never just fan service. It has to serve the story we're telling. The Divinity universe is full of weird and wonderful characters, and I'm really excited to be a part of that legacy. I hope it's not too weird. I don't want this to be fucking Fable, okay? I don't want everybody to just go around and be like, oh, look at me, I'm a clown. Look at me, I'm a goblin clown. Look at me. I don't want this. I don't want Chungus fucking writing, please. Let's see. Let me make this bigger, by the way. This helps. In Baldur's Gate 3, I really enjoyed the aspect of ending the day and going into camp to interact with your companions. Will there be something similar in Divinity? We'll give you space to build your relationships and companions. I won't go into too much detail here. And yes, you won't have to refill any spell slots. That's good. Let's see. I want to keep going. Can you tell us about new mechanics in Divinity that you're most proud of? There was something that bothered me when I explored that starting area of Divinity Original Sin 1 and Divinity Original Sin 2 and Baldur's Gate 3. It stares you right in the face if you think about it. In Divinity, I can finally do the thing I wanted to do in every previous game. Swimming confirmed? No. In all of the games, you started off at the fucking beach. We always start off at the fucking beach, bro. I think subconsciously I always found it odd that all three games plop you down at the beach and yet no swimming in that beautiful clean water. To be fair, not wanting to do it. So yeah, a lot of fishing confirmed. I don't care about fishing. Baldur's Gate 3 had a fantastic romance that lasted through most of the 3 acts. Are you doubling down on this? Is there even greater focus on it? Writing director Adam says, when we're designing and writing the romances, the goal is to make them memorable and to have them feel like a natural part of the character's personality and relationship with the player. That means we discover the way to tell the romances as we develop the companions and their stories alongside with. So this is pretty normal. Yeah, it's pretty normal. Yeah, we're just making it feel what's the word I'm looking for? they're trying to make it feel natural. They need to keep away from the whole idea that I can say hi to Gale and he wants to fuck me in the ass. There is a big thing that they need to do about romances, and they need to do something about fucking when you're hanging out with the boys. Developers these days are such fucking cucks, especially when it comes to companions these days. This is why I like Mass Effect, because when you're hanging out with the boys, Rex and Garrus, you're hanging out with the boys. When you're hanging out with the girl, I'm waiting for a developer to make a game where the characters realize what sex you are. You're a dude, you're gonna hang out with the dudes, you're gonna do dude things. The girls will probably not hang out with you too much, but if you're a girl, the girls will want to hang out with you and probably do your hair or something like that. That would be cool. But no, we gotta have the girls be non-feminine. I'm talking about you, Wizard of the Coast. Fucking weird ass freaks. Fuck you. Hey, how you doing, Craig? How you doing? What couldn't you do in Baldur's Gate 3 and Divinity Original Sin 2 that you will be able to in the upcoming Divinity? We figured out ways to burn things that we could never burn before. We'll still give you something to put out the fires though, no worries. What? There was a lot of fire in the previous games. What else are we burning? But it seems like elementals is confirmed. No. Nope, that's for nerd shit. I'm gonna keep on going. Nope. Stupid questions. Nope, stupid questions. Will there be co-op planned for release? If so, can you say how many players? Yes, co-op will be available for release. The amount of players playing together will be depending on the final party size, but since modding is planned for this project as well, player will be essentially free to extend this. There is no hard limit to the amount of co-op players. Shit. Well, there it is. Why do people keep on talking about Switch 2? I don't care about that. Nope, don't care about that. Will you include any ducks? Is Reddit retarded? Are there any recent games releases in 2025 that stood out to your team as inspiring or reinvigorating your passion for gaming making? The technical director says, I like deep systems, so I have been playing Europa Universalis 5. Oh god, that's a big game. Okay. What about the senior writer? Hell Is Us really invigorated me. Nice. Creatively, underneath the senior writer. Ooh, senior writer has been invigorated by Hell Is Us. That's good. Underneath, so there's going to be a darker tone. I mean, we saw it in the trailer. So there are some dark moments in Hell Is Us. Underneath the game's horrific depictions of war, the darkness, and the oppression, there is hope. It felt like a game created specifically for me. I want to make things that give people the same this was made just for me feeling. Nice. That's a good answer. Another person playing Europa. All these fucking merds playing Europa. I was particularly captivated by visuals and moods of Cronus, the New Dawn. I don't like that game. I don't like that game. Writing director says, I mentioned Blake Matter in another comment. Even more recently, I loved Papyrus Solo. I don't know these games. I'm moving on. Moving on. Oh, you think this? Yeah, I think dark fantasy is going to be the biggest thing. The senior writer is saying hell is us. Yeah, we might have. What are the playable races and classes? Head of animation says, we aren't ready to talk about this quite yet, but if you rewatch the trailer, you should get some hints on races. So you're probably going to be an orc. Fucking disgusting. But yeah, you can be an orc. View more. Got some good questions here. The Divinity trailer was some of the most brutally visceral stuff I've seen in a while. What's the goal in putting together trailers at Larian? Broadly speaking, anything we do externally that isn't the game is designed to give people a good time, to make them smile. I think that people in our audience specifically have a really good sense of humor, and while there are a few conversations of what too far might be, we were all laughing so much during production of the trailer that we kind of decided to have faith that folks at home would be too. If you look at the little details, the context, the fact that we managed to get it shown on such a big stage, it's a very funny thing. Some people were fucking, oh shit, lizards fucking people. Okay, that's, I don't know. I found it kind of interesting that they really wanted to show lizards fucking people. They really wanted to show that shit. The WASD movement mod was one of the most downloaded and beloved mods for Baldur's Gate 3. Will the new Divinity game include native keyboard movement controls like WASD right out of the box? Head of gameplay. No. Okay. All right. Don't care about that. Don't care. Somebody already gave that question. I think they already answered that. We already got an answer from that. Will Divinity be sticking to magic armor system found in DOS 1 and 2? Divinity will not keep the magic armor system from DOS 2. There will be ways to protect your characters from harm, but you will not have to wait before you can use your fun skills on enemies. We are still cooking on system that makes sure that you have to work harder to stun lock solo bosses and level 1 skills, but it won't be tied to damage. Was there a typo? Okay, that's kind of interesting. I didn't like that. I didn't like that question. Somebody says, how would you describe the difference in tone between DOS 1 and 2, Baldur's Gate 3, and Divinity? I am personally very fond of the humor in both DOS and Baldur's Gate 3, whereas the reveal trailer for Divinity was a pretty brutal one. I think we already got the same question. Never mind, let's keep on going. Oh, they're keeping a secret right there. Will I be able to create a goth baddie in the upcoming Divinity? How could that even be in doubt? True. True. Will there be any familiar voice actors back for Divinity? Probably the same fucking people from probably every single fucking person that you've ever heard of. They're gonna bring they're gonna bring every fucking critical role person in here. Of course. Should I call them up and see if I can be voice acted in their game? I should give it a shot. If you go back and watch the trailer, all of the women looked human, I think, but each of the males were other races in the orgy. Yeah, I saw that. I was well aware of that shit. I was well aware of that. He's not going to answer that. Yeah, they track choices and documentation. Yeah, I already know that. Why are we talking about Baldur's Gate 3? I want to talk about Divinity. Ooh! This is a two-parter. Do you feel listening to fan feedback in terms of writing characters for BG3 was a mistake? Some examples off the top of my head. Will was rewritten due to fan feedback and ended up rather bland. Adding Halsin as a playable companion kind of undermined Jaheira as a companion. In the Ascended Asterion path, the main character used to react with horror fear on how Asterion treated them, but was changed to love adoration due to the fan pressure. Many people view this as giving up on core character story themes and glamorizing abuse, unhealthy relationships to appease a vocal minority. Oh! And number two, how are you guys going to handle fan feedback during early access for Divinity? Oh, good. Yes, yeah, good question. Oh my god, yes. Yo, are you serious right now? Where's the develop? Bro, skipped? Are you fucking... Bro. Let's keep... it was a good question. It was a good question. Skipped. And then they answer the next one. What folktales legends will serve as inspiration for upcoming Divinity? I personally compared the story of the trailer to the legend of Agria Mainyu, or the birth of all the evils of the world. They say, sorry, we can't really discuss on it. Okay. Considering BG3 was such a hit, why did you not develop Will further in subsequent patches but change the storyline and personality of other companions? His story always felt on the verge of being great and interesting, but in the end it had and continues to have no real agency in the story. That's not really what I wanted to talk about. I wanted to talk about their personalities more than anything. Oh, here we go. See, of course this is gonna be here. In Divinity, lizards are hot. Elves are cannibals and weird. Dwarves are seafaring people. Are you planning on giving the orcs a special twist to differentiate them from the standard fantasy tropes? Game director says, without saying which species are in the game, all of them have something unique. I'm glad they have something unique. I'm glad they do. I don't want them to come out here and say like, oh, they're all the same. Don't do that shit. Is there any small spoiler you can give us that will sound completely nonsensical until we play the game? Alligator. I hate you guys so much. When creating companion characters, where do you start? From aesthetic vibe, an archetype, a story role that needs to be filled, and where do you find your inspiration? From a concept art standpoint, I see companions as an opportunity to inject culture and history of the world we are building, either overtly in their custom design and appearance, or subtly in their accessories and details. This may not exactly be a starting point, but it's a great foundation for inspiration. That's pretty normal. That makes sense. Somebody said, how do you find love in real life? The first step is to look in the mirror and learn to love yourself. True. Stop talking about Baldur's Gate 3. God damn, I want to talk about Divinity. Will Divinity have a similar approach to companions as previous titles? A big highlight for me was the different storylines of companions from Baldur's Gate 3, and of course the romancing. There's a hugely important part of the game, and I already love some of them dearly. We have big ambitions for them, and we're already complicating their lives and their own with a narrative design. That's pretty normal. Ooh, Max coming in with a good question. Let's see. Hello, hope you're all doing well. So you've mentioned that the next Divinity game will offer more playable freedom and stronger consequences. How does that philosophy apply to evil or morally darker playthroughs? In previous games, evil choices existed, but they sometimes felt less fully supported or less central compared to more heroic paths, which often felt like the default experience. That said, I really love the evil endings. If you've seen our announcements trailer, you have an idea of how dark the world of Divinity is. We want to give players the opportunity to be the light in the darkness, an inspiration, a hero, a champion. We'll also let them leave the world even worse than they found it. Nice. Very good. Some of these people are just... Will there be sex scenes? Does a bear I guess a bear shit in the woods, I guess. Yeah, there's gonna be sex scenes. Oh my god, guys, can we stay focused here? I don't care how big the game is. What? Is the threat of the great acorn still looming over Rivellon? It is not. All squirrels were smited. God damn! Alright. That's dark. Oh, Sven. Oh, here we go. First, I just want to say, love your guys' game. I'm curious what your opinion on the role of generative AI in the game development process for your studio in particular. Some studios like Embark and Warhorse, as well as several Eastern Asian ones like Everstone, seem relatively optimistic on it. I'm especially curious about if there is a split between different sections, like writing versus art versus coding. Sven Vinka says, happy to hear you enjoyed our games. First off, there is not going to be any Gen AI art in Divinity. I know there's been a lot of discussion about us using AI tools as part of the concept art exploration. We already said this doesn't mean the actual concept art is generated by AI, but we understand it created confusion. So to ensure thanks Jason Schreier, by the way, appreciate that. Fuck you. So to ensure there's no room for doubt, we've decided to refrain from using generative AI tools during concept art development. There we go. There it is. Yep, there it is. Cool. A lot of people are talking about Will. Some of these people are asking retarded questions, like put some people with brains that aren't bringing up BG3 every other question. I'll be honest, some people are asking the same question as the other person. A lot of people are just talking about Baldur's Gate 3. A lot of people. And then there's some stupid questions. And then out of nowhere, somebody asks a great question. Somebody asked a great question and I didn't even get an answer to it. Will big naturals be available without mods in Divinity? What a fucking G. I'll do what I can, okay? Now we're back. I'll end it there. I'll end it there, baby. I think that's a good ending right there. Yes, please. Don't see it, can't see it. What? Don't see what? Don't, the screen? Screen's right there. Anyway, I will end it there. Thank you so much for joining me, guys. There is much more. If you want to see it, just look up Larian AMA up on Google and you can find all these questions. You can figure out there's way more. I think we found the gist of it. But yes, I am looking forward to Divinity. I hope they do another one. I really do. Because I have a pressing concern on pronouns in their game. We'll see if it gets answered. I'll see you guys next time. You will take care. Bye for now.